My people, I bet you don't know what it's like stepping off the plane and security agents swarm like bees on honey, but instead of cuffs on you, the cuffs end up on the officers themselves. It's like the hunter becoming the hunted in one swift twist. Former Kaduna Governor Nasir El-Rufai dodges an arrest at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. His passport gets snatched from an aide, but now 5 officers from police, immigration, DSS, and aviation security are the ones locked up, accused of taking bribes to let him slip through. This na confirm street news. Na waiting we hear with the report, but be sure say na confirm. Abeg, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment to help us grow and bring you undiluted news. This bombshell from DSS drops, tying back to that February 12th airport drama. My people, urgency is high. This isn't just about one man, it's about corruption in uniform, security lapses at our biggest airport, and the bigger fight around high-profile probes. We'll unpack the latest arrests, rewind the timeline of El-Rufai's legal battles, explain the rules in simple talk, and show what it means for everyday Nigerians tired of systemic wahala. Because attention is pressure, and pressure can force clarity. Please like and subscribe to Confirm Street News for accountability, because when big men face heat, small men watch closely. Here is the breaking update, fresh March 26, 2026, straight from DSS statements and Sahara Reporters coverage in Abuja. 5 security officers detained over alleged bribery in the failed arrest of Nasir El-Rufai on February 12 at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. That alone would have been the headline, but the twist, these officers meant to enforce law allegedly took bribes to obstruct the very operation targeting him. The detained ones, ASP Ayuba Yakub, Nigeria Police Force, Mutala Inuwa, DSS himself, ASI Najib Mutala, Nigerian Immigration Service, Musa Adamu and Saliu Victor, Aviation Security. DSS says a joint probe with NIS, Nigeria Customs Service, and Federal Ministry of Aviation uncovered it all. The officers confessed to receiving bribes to facilitate unauthorized entry into restricted areas to obstruct a lawful security operation in an unprecedented manner. They've been transferred to ICPC for prosecution. Some other NIS and NCS folks who allowed access without bribes face internal discipline. No bill details yet, no court dates announced, but this is moving fast. Confusion cleared. DSS filed charges against El-Rufai earlier, but couldn't arraign him February 25th because he's in ICPC custody over other matters. My people, this shows even security agencies eat their own when compromise is found. Now, let's go chronologically because the sequence matters. This didn't start February 12th. Nasir El-Rufai, former Kaduna governor, vocal critic turned opposition figure, has been in the crosshairs. EFCC grilled him for days over alleged corruption, granted bail, but ICPC swooped in and detained him. DSS filed criminal charges too, phone interception, others. El-Rufai calls it all political witch hunt by the current administration. Then, February 12, 2026, El-Rufai lands from Cairo. Security agents try arrest without formal invitation, per his aide Muyiwa Adekeye's post. Malam El-Rufai declined to follow them without a formal invitation. They, however, snatched his international passport from an aide. Standoff ensues. Arrest fails. Public reaction split. For some, it's justice delayed. Finally, probe the big man. Supporters see persecution. Why no warrant? Why snatch passport? Online debates rage. One side says corruption must end. Other cries weaponizing law against opposition. Emotional stakes huge. El-Rufai's base in North. Kaduna folks remember his governance. Critics point to alleged fraud billions. Families, aides caught in drama. Airport incident exposes vulnerabilities. Restricted areas breached for cash. My people, this humanizes the high-stakes game. One man's return turns into national scandal.
So what are the rules and laws at play in plain language? Let's break it down. First, airport security protocols. Restricted areas at NAIA need clearance, no unauthorized entry, period. Aviation Security Act and NIS rules guard it. Bribing to breach? That's corruption under ICPC Act. Second, bribery and obstruction. Section 8 of Corrupt Practices Act covers accepting bribes to pervert justice or obstruct operations. Officers confessed. That's admission under Evidence Act. Joint probe. DSS, NIS, NCS, Aviation Ministry standard for interagency breaches. Third, arrest procedures. For lawful arrest, need reasonable suspicion or warrant, especially high profile. El-Rufai refused without invitation his right under Constitution Section 35. Passport seizure. Immigration Act allows temporary hold, but controversial without due process. Fourth, prosecution path. Detained officers to ICPC. Anti-graft body handles public officers' corruption. DSS can't arraign El-Rufai because ICPC detention. Shows interagency coordination, but also overlaps, causing delays. My people, the system aims for integrity. No one above the law, even enforcers. But when officers compromise, it erodes trust. Fairness demands proof, not assumption. Confessions help, but trials will test it. My people, here is the rhyme for the middle of this story. Airport gate open, bribe they flow. Officers fall, the big man go. From Cairo flight to DSS cell, uniform turn suspect, na real hell. Justice blind or power play, now we they watch every day. The divide sharp. Supporters of probe cheer no sacred cows. Online, hashtag El-Rufai probe trends with calls for accountability. Critics blast selective justice. Why only opposition? Reactions flood X. Some say compromise security endangers all. Others, political vendetta. The divide deep because Nigeria lived too long with corruption in high places and selective enforcement. Trust thin. When even DSS man detained, who's safe? My people, this tests if law equal or tool for settling scores. Now, let's bring it down to the real-life stakes for everyday Nigerians. A trader in Kano boarding flight to Abuja worries. If officers take bribe for big man, what of my small bag check? A civil servant in Lagos paying airport taxes wants to believe security tight, but this breach says otherwise. Families of detained officers paying too. Breadwinners in trouble over alleged greed. Wider implications symbolic. Fight against corruption must clean house, including enforcers. If officers compromise for cash, national security at risk. Imagine bigger threats slipping through. The system must prove competence. Root out rot, not just parade headlines. For governance, it's a moment. Tinubu admin says no one untouchable, but El-Rufai camp cries witch hunt. Accountability means consistency, not convenience. My people, ordinary folks pay price when trust breaks. Should security officers face the same heat as politicians they try arrest, or is this just internal scapegoating? Because that single question battle line Nigerians are drawing right now. Drop takes in comments. Justice for all or political drama? Around Abuja and Kaduna, residents glued. Airport workers whisper about tightened checks. Travelers feel a ripple in longer queues. Even market women in Zaria say if them bribe for governor, now who no go bribe? This hits home. Fairness in law, leadership integrity. Wetin you think, my people? Corruption cleanup or power play? Sound off on security, justice, El-Rufai saga. Verified February 12, 2026. Failed arrest attempt at Abuja Airport. Passport seized. Verified March 3, 2026. DSS detains 5 officers over bribery confessions. And verified officers to ICPC prosecution. Watch points. ICPC trial dates for officers. El-Rufai's next move from custody. Will more arrests or internal probes and passport return status? Finally, my people, the pot that calls the kettle black must first clean its own bottom, which translates integrity starts at home, even in uniform. Subscribe to confirm street news, drop comment on bribery in high places, and share this video so accountability no die in silence. We dey here for truth, no matter how it hot. God bless Naija. See you next.